Dallas is exploding in growth, and I'm telling you that excitement is all over YouTube. In fact, I'm sure you've seen numerous videos about how Dallas is the city of the future. You know, the potential is endless and you better get in while you still can. But actually, you may not have seen any of those videos because everything I just showed you is back from the early 2020s. This idea of Dallas exploding in growth is nothing new. It happens to be a trending topic right now, and it's not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, it's exciting to know what your city's up to. You've got construction on the Harold Simmons Park by Trinity River, or Grandscape's LED dome in the Colony. The big one in the business world is that Dallas is getting its own stock exchange. So all very cool, exciting developments here in Dallas. Where it becomes a problem is when these videos link Dallas's growth to optimism about future home prices. The message you get isn't just that Dallas is growing, which is true, it's that home prices are going to skyrocket because of it. And that's where things get dangerous for buyers. I mean, think about the hidden message, all right? You should buy a house. It's an excellent time to buy a house. You need to hurry and buy a house. The housing market is about to explode. Home values are going to skyrocket. The thing is, Dallas definitely has some big, exciting projects in the works, but you need to be careful about assuming those projects automatically mean home prices will go up. Don't buy a home just because you think these new developments guarantee future appreciation. It doesn't work that way. Something you need to realize is a lot of these videos are made by realtors who have a vested interest in getting you excited about Dallas. The more people believe Dallas is on the verge of a historic boom, the more people are going to get off the fence and decide to buy. So that's a conflict of interest you need to recognize. And yes, you're probably wondering, Wendy, aren't you a realtor? And yes, I am. But I believe very strongly in a data-driven approach to home buying without any antics. Now, here's the thing. If you weren't comfortable spending $1 million on a house before watching a particular video, but suddenly you are, all right, recognize that for what it is. That video hasn't given you any objective data about the market. All it did was get you excited about Dallas. Okay, so if we know there have been videos about Dallas exploding in growth for years, and there's this common idea that more growth automatically means home prices will skyrocket, let's do a little fact checking on that. What has actually been happening with Dallas home prices? Well, from 2020 to the beginning of 2022, we saw a huge increase in home prices like everyone else in the country did. But then interest rates started going up in 2022, and Dallas home prices have been stable and have moderated since then. In January of 2020, the median sales price was $252,000. By January of 2021, it was $280,000. That's an increase of 11%. By January of 2022, it was $338,900, which was an increase of 21%. Then rates started going up, and by January of 2023, we saw a median sales price of $350,000. That was an increase of 3%. By 2024, the median sales price was $360,000, which was an increase of 3%. And by January of 2025, our median sales price was $365,000, showing an increase of 1%. Meanwhile, you have all these videos about Dallas having these big projects at the same time. New developments, new entertainment, new parks. Well, guess what? That growth hasn't translated into a massive spike in home values. So you don't want to assume there's a cause and effect relationship there. Instead, our housing market got crazy when interest rates were too low. And then when rates moderated, the growth slowed way down. So this whole idea that Dallas exploding in growth means home prices will explode as well, we're calling that one debunked. Another way this whole thing becomes a huge problem is when it starts creating urgency for you to buy right now. And what's really influencing you here is that sense of scarcity, that feeling that if you don't act now, you'll miss out. You've probably seen it in those videos talking about how everyone is flocking to Dallas or nearby hotspots like Frisco and Salina. The message is always the same. Dallas is headed for a population boom unlike anything we've ever seen. mean? Now, what's your natural response when you hear something like that? All right, you picture an area that's running out of houses. You start thinking, if I wait, I'll miss out. And that feeling gets even stronger when you start looking at micro local markets like the Fields in Frisco or Salina, where everyone seems to be buzzing about growth and opportunity. Suddenly, you feel this pressure. You better hurry up and buy before the market really takes off. So many people are moving here that all the good areas will sell out. So in our first scenario, you felt confident jumping in because of that idea that city growth absolutely must mean home prices will skyrocket. In this second situation, we have implied urgency pressuring you to buy before Dallas runs out of houses. Population boom, everyone's moving here, on and on it goes, right? Hurry, 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 Frisco Fields will be closed before you know it. You have to act now. But let's go ahead and hit pause again and fact check that, okay? How fast is Dallas really growing? Well, first, let's get one thing straight. All right, Dallas has always been a growth hub. This isn't a new development or some sudden phenomenon, okay? In fact, here's a quote from 2022. Dallas has become a sought-after destination on a national and international level. Tech companies are moving their headquarters to Dallas, bringing fresh jobs and opportunities to the city. Sounds impressive, right? But the thing is, that was true back then, and it's still true today. Dallas's population growth isn't some brand new, never before seen event. All right, it's been happening for decades. If we zoom out and look at the big picture, Dallas's population growth really started taking off back in the 1980s, and it's been a steady, consistent climb ever since. So yeah, okay, Dallas is growing. Yes, there are some exciting new developments going on around the city, but this kind of steady growth has always been part of the Dallas story. It's not some sudden explosion that should make you panic buy a house. Now, if we zoom in a little and look at things on a suburb by suburb level, the growth can really look dramatic, okay? Take Salina, for example. The Salina Economic Development Corps reports that Salina leads the U.S. in population growth. They explain that Salina recently topped a list of the fastest growing cities in the nation. They describe how huge retailers, including Costco, Lowe's, and Walmart, have recently announced plans to open in Salina. I have definitely seen videos about this, and people are really pumped. But here's the thing you really need to be aware of. These cities are almost always going to be exploding in new construction housing at the same time. When you have a city council that's pro-development, you're going to see new homes popping up to meet the demand. So yeah, Dallas is growing in much the same way that it has been since the 1980s. Then you have numerous suburbs surrounding Dallas that are absolutely exploding in growth. And that is true. They really are growing explosively fast, but you have to recognize this doesn't equate to scarcity when you have thousands of new construction homes being built at the same time. So this whole idea that Dallas exploding in population growth implies scarcity and you better buy before they run out of houses, all right, we're calling that one debunked as well. The actual truth is that many of these suburbs are glutted with hundreds of new construction homes that are just sitting there vacant. And let's be real, even if there were concerns about limited supply, a video designed to create FOMO, the fear of missing out, is not where you should be getting your information. Yes, scarcity can increase demand, and there will be new construction communities that eventually fill up. But let's be clear, all right? A flashy video talking about Dallas getting its own stock exchange, that isn't the same thing as objective market data. Okay, now picture in your mind that you're moving to a new area, maybe it's Dallas, and you search YouTube to find out more about it. You stumble upon a video where a YouTuber is walking around a new development telling you everything that's being built there. Now this is where you can run into another big problem with these hyped up videos. It's when a video makes you think someone will be a great realtor just because they know what's going on in the area. I want to give you some insight into this. Let's say I have an administrative assistant and I ask that person to spend a few hours researching new developments in Dallas. They dig up some cool facts, like a new park being built or a new entertainment district coming to town. Then I take that information, head out to the site, and record a video talking about it with some scenic shots of construction in the background. Now, I sound like I really know my stuff, right? Like I am totally plugged into Dallas. And I'll tell you, I have watched videos like this where a YouTuber was claiming to have a superior knowledge above any other realtors in the area because this person knew where a new park was being built. But here's what you need to ask yourself. Is that the expertise you need? And what I mean by that is, does that really show the skills you need in a realtor? Now think about it. The fact that I can stand in a field and tell you about a future park, does that mean I understand a new construction contract when it's time to sit down and go over it with you? Does it mean I know how to negotiate? Does it mean I know how to run a business in an organized way so you'll always have immediate communication? Well, not necessarily. The truth is, I can hire someone to research new development projects and feed me that information. On the other hand, a Texas real estate broker has to take 900 hours of classes. And guess what? You can't hire someone to do that for you. I mean, it is straight on hardcore studying that takes time, effort, and trust me when I say, okay, some seriously hard exams. The thing is, that's what you should want. Understanding contracts, market trends, negotiation strategies, those are the things that actually help you get the best results when you're buying a home. Ideally, you want a realtor who has both, right? They know the area and they have the knowledge and expertise. But if you have to choose one to prioritize, honestly, I'd encourage you to put the realtor's skills and expertise first. Because as fun as it is to hear all about the latest projects in town, that information won't help you with the legal exposure you're going to have when you sign a sales contract. So this whole idea that a realtor who knows the area is automatically a good realtor, debunked. So we know we have Dallas growth explosion videos everywhere, and here I am telling you not to let them influence your home buying decisions. You know, if that's the case, then what should influence your decisions? Well, I'm sure it's not going to surprise you when I tell you it should be objective data and high standards. Let's think this through. What are home prices doing? Are they going through the roof because Dallas has a cool new park or office building? No. We don't make a decision on that. Instead, we look at home sales data. If I'm considering buying new construction in, let's just say, Prosper, okay, I'm going to analyze that market. I want to observe market conditions, such as how long have homes been on the market before going under contract? What percentage of sale to list have homes been selling at? How many active listings does the home builder have? How much has the seller been paying towards closing costs? In this example, let's say I really like Star Trail in Prosper. I do my research and see homes have been on the market for an average of 126 days before going under contract. Homes have been selling at an average of 94% of list price. Two of our builders have been coming way down on price, and one of them has accepted offers as low as 83% of the list price. Now, I'm careful to remember that at the end of the day, list price doesn't indicate value. But still, it shows we have some builders who are willing to budge. Now, our builder making these biggest price discounts also has the most inventory. It has 12 homes showing for sale on the MLS. Now, this seller has also been paying up to $21,000 towards closing costs in addition to coming way down on price. Next, I see the average sales price of all the builders in Star Trail is $302 per square foot. I see that my most exposed builders sold homes as low as $244 per square foot, so his price discounts actually were authentic price drops. I hope you're seeing here the data-driven and quantitative approach you can bring to home buying that goes so far beyond feeling good about Dallas growing. Within Star Trail right now, you have some exposed builders and you could probably negotiate an impressive discount. Now, on the other hand, all right, if you bought into the hype and felt really good about the Dallas economy, you might not even bother looking into it. Value to you might be in knowing that Dallas is on the verge of a boom unlike any we've ever seen. You know, so who cares about spending a bunch of time on negotiating when values are about to skyrocket anyway? Now, how about if I really like a subdivision and I'm worried about it closing out? Do I give in to the scarcity mindset? No, I'm going to go back to the data. I can look up each of the builders within a community and find out how much inventory they have left. And in truth, sometimes they will be closing out, but at least you're making an objective decision based on the data. Now, you should treat hiring a realtor with objective metrics as well. Do your research online and create a list of required services. Then don't settle for less. Now, we personally have a list of services we provide to our buyers, and I always tell them no matter where they move in the future to hold on to that list and never ever settle for less. Now, I think for many of you, you've probably never taken the time to think through what all a realtor should do. Well, I would really encourage you to take the time to do that. Set a high bar, and again, don't settle for less. Now, I do want to tell you this. We get quite a few buyers who have been unhappy with their first realtor and end up working with us. So I want to let you in on what their most common complaints are, okay? Are you ready? It always ends up relating to a lack of communication, lack of planning, and lack of expertise. If you can take a minute to look into the day in life of a YouTubing realtor, this shouldn't surprise you. Personally, it takes me on average around 20 hours a week to create a video. So imagine if I was working entirely on my own and also trying to take care of clients. So I can tell you right off, a lot of balls would be dropped. In our situation, I'm the broker of our company and I have sales agents who work for me. And that is the structure I would personally recommend. Look for organization and accountability. So if you can't work directly with the YouTubing realtor, ensure they have a supervisory role over the agents they refer. If it's a loosely connected team, you won't get any benefits from the YouTuber you've bonded with. Now, if they're a one-man show and you'll be working directly with them, expect busyness to be an issue, and you may have to be flexible when it comes to communication. Now, it may very well be that you're hesitant about buying in 2025 in general, and that's understandable. In that case, you may want to watch this video where I explain exactly what smart buyers know to expect in 2025. In the meantime, Wendy out.